Sutras of our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, no life can be successful without self-discipline. To be a man, discipline is indispensable. Without discipline, one is only an animal. One begins to be a man only when one aspires to a higher and truer life, and when one accepts a discipline of transformation. For this, one must start by mastering one's lower nature and its desires, says our Divine Mother. With love and blessing, says our Divine Mother. Words of our Divine Mother from the Collective Works of our Divine Mother, Volume 14, Topic Aspects of Sadhana, page 38. Question. Divine Mother, I wish to get light on the following points. First, have I the capacity and are there potentialities in me to follow this path? For this, our Divine Mother says, this is not the question. The question is whether you have the necessary aspiration, determination, and perseverance, and whether you can, by the intensity and persistence of your aspiration, make all the parts of your being answer to the call and become one in the consecration. Second question, sweet Mother. How should I continue my practice of sadhana after returning home? For this, our Divine Mother says, quiet yourself, and in the quiet, see and feel the Mother. Question, sweet Mother, how can I meditate? What is meant by opening? Where should I open? For this, our Divine Mother says, an inner purity and receptivity that freely lets in the Mother's influence. Begin with the heart. Sweet Mother, I aspire for the higher life from above the head, but I always feel strained in the middle part of the forehead. What should I do? For this, our Divine Mother says, do not strain yourself. Question. How does the psychic being open? How to understand the psychic and vital beings in the body? Mother probably dictated the answers to the question, thus reference. Question. How does the psychic being open? How to understand the psychic and the vital beings in oneself? For this, our Divine Mother says, by the force of aspiration and the grace of the Mother. Psychic, your true being, the being that is in the heart, and that is the spark of the Mother's own consciousness. Vital, the part from which proceed desires and hunger and dynamic activities, having its physical basis round about the navel. Sweet Mother, in my daily life, I become dejected and fall a prey in the hands of the lower forces, anger, lust, etc. I humbly request the Mother for help and protection. Our Divine Mother says, detachment. Question. How to open to the Mother? The following are the means to remember you constantly from time to time. Our Divine Mother says, good. By taking your name through japa, our Divine Mother says, helpful. With the help of meditation, our Divine Mother says, more difficult if one has not the habit of meditation. By conversation about you with those who love and respect you, risky because when talking often some nonsense or at least some useless things can be said. By spending time in thoughts of you and reading your books, good, very good. By sincere prayers, good. 3 things indispensable to begin with: absolute sincerity in the whole being and its activities, complete self surrender without any reservation, patient work on oneself, and at the same time, a steady conquering of perfect, unshakable peace and equanimity. Our human consciousness has windows that open on the infinite, but generally men keep these windows carefully shut. They have to be opened wide and allow the infinite freely to enter into us and transform us. Two conditions are necessary for opening the windows: ardent aspiration, progressive dissolution of the ego. The divine's help is assured to those who seek to set work sincerely. Question: what is the best method to find the divine, and who is in each of us and in all things? Our Divine Mother says aspiration, silence, concentration in the solar plexus region. Next, words of our Divine Mother from volume 13 of the collective works of our Divine Mother. Topic: Eternal Presence, page 10. Question: Sweet Mother, you spoke of Sri Aurobindo's birth as eternal in the history of the universe. What exactly was meant by eternal? For this, our Divine Mother says the sentence can be understood in four different ways on four ascending planes of consciousness. First, physically, the consequence of birth will be of eternal importance to the world. Second, mentally, it is a birth that will be eternally remembered in the universal history. Third, psychically, a birth that recurs forever from age to age upon earth. Fourth, spiritually, the birth of the eternal upon earth. Our Divine Mother says, since the beginning of earth history, Sri Aurobindo has always presided over the great earthly transformations under one form or another, one name or another. Question: Sweet Mother, it is said that Sri Aurobindo in a past life took an active part in the French Revolution. Is that true? For this, our Divine Mother says, you can say that all through history, Sri Aurobindo played an active part, especially in the most important moments of history. He was there and playing the most important, the leading part, but he was not always visible. Our Divine Mother says Sri Aurobindo is constantly among us and reveals himself to those who are ready to see and hear him. Sri Aurobindo, immense and very concrete in the subtle physical, was sitting over the whole compound during the meditation. Last night, we, you and I and some others were together for quite a long time in the permanent dwelling place of Sri Aurobindo, which exists in the subtle physical, which Sri Aurobindo called the true physical. Sri Aurobindo is in the subtle physical. You can meet him when you sleep if you know how to go there. Question: during sleep, Sweet Mother, a sadhak had a vision of Sri Aurobindo in the subtle physical body, living in the subtle physical world. He sent a report of his vision to the mother, who replied, Sri Aurobindo shows himself according to the need of each one, and in the subtle physical, the things are not as fixed as they are here. Attach more importance to the feelings produced by the vision than to the details of what you've seen. The whole day from early in the morning, Sri Aurobindo has been so present, so alive. At times I found it difficult to be quiet. I was just bubbling over inside me. It was not quite correct to be so today, was it, Sweet Mother? But Sri Aurobindo was so near and so alive, says a child. For this, our Divine Mother says, on the contrary, it is quite correct. He has never been so alive as now. Sri Aurobindo is constantly in the subtle physical, very active there. I see him daily, and last night I spent many hours with him. If you become conscious of the subtle physical, you will surely meet him. It is what he called the true physical. It has nothing to do with the psychic. The help of Sri Aurobindo is constant. It is for us to know how to receive it. Sri Aurobindo, says our Divine Mother, Sri Aurobindo is always with us, enlightening, guiding, protecting. We must answer to His grace by a perfect faithfulness. Centenary celebrations. Message for broadcast by All India Radio Pondicherry. Today is the first day of Sri Aurobindo's centenary year. Though he has left his body, he is still with us, alive and active. Sri Aurobindo belongs to the future. He is the messenger of the future. He still shows us the way to follow in order to hasten realization of a glorious future fashioned by the divine will. All those who want to collaborate for the progress of humanity and for India's luminous destiny must unite in a clairvoyant aspiration and in an illumined work. Question, sweet mother, in what ways can those connected with Sri Aurobindo and the mother best celebrate the birth centenary of Sri Aurobindo? For this, our Divine Mother says, aspire and be sincere and obstinate in your endeavor. Question, in what way can people in general best celebrate the birth centenary of Sri Aurobindo? For this, our Divine Mother says, make an effort to progress in understanding. Open to Sri Aurobindo's consciousness and let it transform your life. Sri Aurobindo is always present. Be sincere and faithful. This is the first condition. With blessings, says our Divine Mother. December. Message for an international seminar on Sri Aurobindo and human unity held in New Delhi from 5th to 9th December 1972. Our Divine Mother has given this message. Our Divine Mother says the best homage we can pay to Lord Sri Aurobindo is to prepare for the advent of the supramental race. Sri Aurobindo came to tell the world of the beauty of the future that must be realized. He came to give not a hope, but a certitude of the splendor towards which the world moves. The world is not an unfortunate accident. It is a marvel which moves towards its expression. The world needs the certitude of the beauty of the future, and Sri Aurobindo has given that assurance. Sri Aurobindo came to tell us to find Thee and how to serve Thee. Grant that in this year of His centenary, we may truly understand what He has taught us and in all sincerity put it into practice. The red lotus is the flower of Sri Aurobindo, but specially for his centenary, we shall choose the blue lotus, which is the color of physical aura, to symbolize the centenary of the manifestation of the Supreme upon earth. Sri Aurobindo gave his life so that we may be born into the divine consciousness. 1972, Bonani. 1972, our Divine Mother says, this year is consecrated to Sri Aurobindo. To understand his teaching better and try to put it into practice is certainly the best way of showing our gratitude to him for all the light, knowledge, and force which He has so generously brought to the earth. May His teaching enlighten and guide us, and what we cannot do today, we shall do tomorrow. Let us take the right attitude in all sincerity, and it will be truly a happy new year. These are the words of our Divine Mother.